Cricket 24 came out on the Nintendo Switch about a week ago now, and I've already done a review for it here on the channel, so if you missed that, go and check that out after this one. And in that review, I said that playing the game in the portable mode, in the undocked mode, is probably how I'm going to prefer to play Cricket 24 on my Nintendo Switch. That's the main way that I play my Nintendo Switch. I play it portably, as I've already got consoles such as the PS5 and others. And I said in that review that the normal Joy-Cons in the portable undocked mode for the Nintendo Switch isn't the most comfortable way to play this game in long gaming sessions, and I recommended getting the Split Pad Pros. Well, I'm here to tell you that today I actually got some of those Split Pad Pros, and I'm going to tell you all about them for Nintendo Switch and specifically for Cricket 24. So the Hori Split Pad Pro is an officially licensed product for Nintendo. It's available on their store and elsewhere as well. I managed to pick these up for about £40 from Argos here in the UK. I've seen them retailing around that price from other stores as well. And I actually think that's quite a good price point for controllers. Some of the Nintendo stuff is normally quite expensive, and I had looked at getting a Pro controller for my Nintendo Switch before, and I remember seeing that was quite expensive. I think £40 for these is a very reasonable price, and I'll get into that more as I review these. Now, first things first, these are only to be used in the portable mode, although you can buy an adapted version that I believe works portably and with the console docked, but that's a little bit more expensive. I think that's about £55 here in the UK. So if you're going to want something to work for both portably and in docked mode, then I would recommend getting that. But if you play your Switch mostly portably like I do, then this is what I would say you should get. Now, the main reason that I suggest getting something like this for Cricket 24 or for other games on Switch, things like Fortnite, shooters would be really good for this controller, possibly even like driving games as well. Now, I actually don't have that much of an issue with the Joy-Cons that come with the Nintendo Switch. Here they are in the standard Joy-Con controller thing. They are pretty decent, but the only thing that I would say about them, especially for Cricket 24, is the joysticks. They're so small and so close to the actual controller. You can see a big difference between the original ones and the ones on the Split Pad Pro. I'll do sort of a side-by-side comparison so you can see. But the joysticks on the Hori Split Pad Pro are just so much better, more like what you want on joystick for a game like Cricket 24, especially when you're playing with the Pro controls, which relies heavily on the analog sticks. These are excellent. Everything on the Hori Split Pad Pro is really nice feeling. It's very well made. As I say, the joysticks are really, really nice, and all the buttons are pretty good as well, coming out from the actual controller, giving you that tactile feel. Got everything on there as well. You've got the home button, got the capture button. I've actually got a D-pad, which you don't have with the Joy-Cons. That is like separate buttons on the Joy-Cons, whereas on the Split Pad Pro you can see that it's actually a D-pad, a classic D-pad, which I like. I think that's a good addition. You can get this in many different styles as well. I got it in the black. It's supposed to be slightly transparent, and it kind of is, but there are many other designs as well, different colors, different designs that you can pick up. So if you want something a little bit more fancy, then you can. But I like the red and black. I think that's quite cool looking. I think this makes the Switch look a bit more like the Steam Deck. And I should mention as well that the top buttons are very nice as well. The feel on those is great. So again, for Cricket 24, you're going to be using the back buttons quite a lot, the L and R buttons for your shot modifiers, especially if you're using classic controls. And these feel really good for that. Whereas with the original Joy-Cons, they don't give you that quite the same feeling. Some additional things to note with the Split Pad Pro is you do get a turbo button, which you can assign to any of buttons that you have here in your game. Now for Cricket 24, you're not really going to need to use that. I can't think of any practical application you can apply that to for Cricket 24. But if we're talking about other games, shooters, where you have like infinite ammo and you don't want to have to like keep hitting the buttons, you could apply your turbo. Driving games, again, that could come in handy if you're into driving games, playing them on your Switch. Turbo button could come in useful there, because it just continuously keep that button pressed for you. You can also assign here on the back, there are these additional back buttons, as you can see, and those can be easily assigned. You just hold down the assign button, which is on the front of the controller, one on each side here for the controller, and you can assign those to anything on the controller. So for Cricket 24, I've put this to use, and I assigned the lofted shot variant onto this back panel here, and I assigned the block from the R to this, and it works really nice as well. Like, if you don't have to reach up to the top, I mean, the controller fits lovely in your hand anyway, so you can reach these back buttons fine. But you want to utilize these ones on the very back of the controllers, you can as well. So that gives you some extra options for Cricket 24, and again for other games, So I have been using this quite regularly since getting Cricket 24 on my Nintendo Switch. I picked them up a few days later. I didn't have these when I reviewed Cricket 24 for Switch. As you will see in that video, I was still using the normal Joy-Cons. But I've since been playing with these a lot, and I can tell you that they're so comfortable. They're a lot more comfortable than the standard Joy-Cons for longer gaming sessions. I mainly play Cricket 24 in bed before I go to sleep on the Switch. Of course, I do play it on my PlayStation 5 when I'm at my gaming rig, which is where I'm at right now. But when I'm getting ready for bed, having these controllers on the side of the Switch, letting me have that longer gaming session comfortably and being able to use better joysticks is well worth investment. There are a few things to note with this though. They don't have a rumble feature in them. It's a bit of a shame. So if you like that kind of thing in your games, you're going to lose the rumble feature. That isn't too much of an issue for Cricket 24. Don't notice it with this game, the lack of rumble feature. It may not have even been in Joy-Con previously anyway. And the other thing is, these don't have their own battery supply, so obviously with the Joy-Cons they have their own charge in them, so you can charge them up, put them on the side of the Switch and play away, and you might lose charge from one of the controllers before you lose charge on the Switch itself. These don't have battery packs in them, so using these will obviously use the battery from the Switch itself, so that might mean that you get a little bit less time with your Switch battery life than you normally would, but it doesn't really affect it that much. I've still had a good few hours playing this game. It should also be noted that the way they slide onto the Switch, there's a little bit of a drop down from the controller to the actual Switch itself, which is a little bit weird, but once you get used to it after playing with it a few times, you don't really notice that as well. I have read online that using the Hori Split Pad Pro on and off, so taking it off, putting other controllers on and then taking them off and putting this back on, doing that a lot, can have some negative effects on the build of the Switch itself. But that's not going to be an issue for me personally, because these are staying on for me. There's not going to be many times where I'm going to be taking these off. You can actually dock console into the dock anyway on its own, and you can still connect your Joy-Cons. Yeah, so I just tested it, and having the Split Pad Pro on the console itself and using the Joy-Cons works as well, so you can actually dock this into the docking station and then play on your TV with your other control, leaving those controllers on the side So if you have picked up Cricket 24 for the Nintendo Switch, I honestly can't recommend the Hori Split Pad Pro controllers more than enough for the portable version of the Nintendo Switch. Like I say, if you mainly play it undocked like I do, then these are a great addition to your setup. And as I said, there is a version that can be bought that works with both docked and undocked. Hope this has helped, guys. Let me know if it has in the comments below. If you've managed to pick up a set of these yourself, let me know in the comments below. Drop a like. Kind of a different video for me. Don't normally do kind of like tech reviews on this channel, so this is something new for me to do. But I just thought I wanted to let you guys know how I've been getting on with these controllers for my Nintendo Switch using Cricket 24. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.